lot of folks from Friday, and if not, maybe some new folks, and just a combo of all of you. Love joining everyone in the conversation and talking about Lego. So, John Briggs looks like logged in earlier in advance to say hello. Very cool. And Meta, psh, psh, double high five. Let's go. Welcome. So, the mid-size, middle-size, midi-size Millennium Falcon 75375, last bag. I thought I was going to be able to finish the build on the weekend, and then got busy with just the weekend stuff and didn't get a chance to live stream. But here we are on Monday, and great to see you guys and talk about Lego once again. So, hey, welcome to Lieutenant Shorty. Welcome to Balaban. Psh, psh. Welcome, welcome. Doing well? What is new? Almost have to be something new again. So, building up the mid-size, midi-scale Falcon. There's 11 bags, set 75375, 921 pieces. And as if you've seen the other live streams, here it is. This is a great build, even for a smaller scale Millennium Falcon. So I've brought out the other ship that I built, the Han Solo movie version, the White Falcon, the R2-D2 pattern here. And here they are compared to each other. You know, it's about, I guess, what, a quarter of the size, or maybe a third of the size, but it looks great. I said, if you're gonna have a collection that doesn't make you go broke, then these ships are great. Got one other ship I've been showing throughout this live stream series, the Acclimator class ship. And I heard, or maybe it was one of you mentioned, that the Venator is also supposed to have a midi scale version ship come out next year, I guess, 2026, or maybe sooner. I haven't seen anything since then. But here they are, the three ships. I'm on bag 11, so I'm gonna open bag 11 and continue on. So the plan for this live stream or series of building the mid-scale size Falcon was to sort of build up my hope, interest, momentum, and building or acquiring and getting the UCS Millennium Falcon. So we'll see. Possibly the goal would be to get that somewhere in November when you have the Black Friday deals that come out, and just see what's out there, see what's available, and we'll look at maybe some possibility, hopefully to get some kind of deal. So yeah, Balaban, yep, building the midi size Falcon. What's the best gift for Lego lovers? All right, best gift for Lego lovers is probably Star Wars, I guess. That's a pretty popular theme. But you can't go wrong, to be honest, if you're new to collecting, just to get a small battle pack or 3 minifigures. You know, go to the Lego store and build up 3 minifigures, customize it. That's always fun too. Hello, Owen the Lego Master. Welcome, Giraffe. Alexandria, psh, awesome. Got my mod here today. Very cool. Yes, the Millennium Falcon is here. So hello to all you guys. All right, last bag, and then complete this set, and then we can really look at and see how great a set this is for the mid-size or middle-size scale. But I think it looks great. You got these cool printed tiles that just opened right now for the 25th anniversary, celebrating the galaxy for Star Wars. 25 years of Lego Star Wars. And then, gosh, that's crazy. So 2000, there's the label printed tile of the ship. So no stickers here, which is great. And I guess once I open this, the whole set is ready to be built. So yeah, same thing here. There's the print scale or print plate for the Acclimator class ship. I only have 2 of these, but now I'm thinking these would be, of course, it works, right? You get one, you enjoy the build, you might want to get another. So I've looked at the other versions of the Midi scale size ships. I don't know which one I would get next or want to build. There are a few options. So if you go on the Lego website, right now it's kind of the in-between time where they've just released a couple of pretty exciting sets, like the Captain Jack Sparrow pirate ship and the Willy Wonka set, if you are into the Willy Wonka story, the Willy Wonka movie. And then October 1st is where a lot of new things get launched. The Gingerbread AT-AT, I think, is probably the most exciting, especially if you don't want to spend a ton of money on Lego. So $60 for that. And then when it comes to mid-scale size ships, let's see. They have the Executor Superstar Destroyer. That's a $70 model. But again, looks pretty good. I don't think anyone's really given any of these a bad review. Or the Tanteam 4, another mid-scale size ship. I think there's one more. Saw the Acclimator. There's the Tanteam 4, the here it is, Superstar Destroyer, and the Invisible Hand, which that might be great. That one's retiring soon. That might, since it's $50 on Lego.com, and maybe it's cheaper or even more or even less expensive on Amazon or Walmart. And the Home 1 Star Cruiser. So 4 other models that fit into this mid-scale size model ship. So yeah, those are great for if you want to have a Star Wars collection. The ships are pretty amazing builds. They look great. I don't know if any of them will beat this one though. The Millennium Falcon. If you had to limit yourself to one, I would say just get this one. And then maybe you can focus on getting some microfighters or battle packs so you do have some minifigures. And if you really want, of course, the Han Solo minifigure, you might have to go on bricklink.com and get him, or Bricks and Minifigs and get a Han Solo minifigure. I think it would be perfect to have with this ship to build. My other thought is maybe in this interim period before releases, October 1st releases, is to maybe get the R2-D2 figure, the buildable figure. That is also on discount on Amazon, and that looks like a fun build as well. So if I stick with Star Wars, maybe I'll do that. If I don't stick with Star Wars, then I'm thinking maybe it's time to take this out of the box and go with Harry Potter before switching back to Star Wars. So this Harry Potter 76440, the Tri-Wizard, got this last summer and still haven't built it. So adding to the collection here. We got the Star Destroyer, some of the Star Wars collection there, Rivendell and Bardoor, the biggest sets we have. And now back to Star Wars with these ships. So lots to think about. Very cool. Hey, Lacey, welcome. Let me rewind just a little bit here, make sure I say hi to everyone. Good to see all you guys. Let's see. I bought my coworker Eiffel Tower, but I want to get him the Titanic as well. Yes, the Titanic. That would be, gosh, if there were no Star Wars UCS sets, the Titanic would be my second choice. That is for sure. That is a good option. The Eiffel Tower, I'm not 100% interested in. I think the best time to have bought that was when it came out with the gift with purchase. It came with, I think, like the mini size apartment and the minifigure version of Mr. Eiffel, the architect who designed the Eiffel Tower. But yeah, those are good choices. Drawfee says, I'm building an expansion for my Lego Viking Village. Awesome, Drawfee. Very cool. So you're building your own kind of modification to that. And let's see here. Drawfee says Bardoor looks so cool. Yes, I agree. Alexander's building the original Batmobile. Oh, cool, Alexander. I think the last time you were on the live stream, you said you were about to get that delivered. And that's a Technic size set or model, isn't it, Alexander? I could be wrong. But I know it's a bigger scale model than just the play scale size of the other Batmobiles that have come out in the past. Lacey, doing well. Good to have you on the channel. So if you like Lego, you like Lego Star Wars, leave a like and stick with me on this live stream as I finish up the build. You can tell I'm stalling because I only have one bag left and I really enjoy this build. Thank you, Lacey. Enjoying the videos. Wonderful. Another high five. Let me know what your guys' favorite sets are. Do you guys have plans to get anything on the October 1st release? The AT-AT Gingerbread and Gingerbread Darth Vader. I don't think you can go wrong with those. I know it's a very specific kind of silly theme for Star Wars, but I think that will be a great investment too. I think that will be a set that will be probably sell out pretty quickly, and I think that on the aftermarket, you know, whenever it gets retired, will be worth quite a bit more. That is my that's my guess. Lacey, how much is all that? Yeah, Lego collections, as you notice, can get pretty expensive. Just these two sets right here would be the cost of if you plan to get the UCS Death Star. So I was saying, if you have the money and you're willing to spend that much, I would rather get these two sets than that UCS Death Star. But if you're a serious Star Wars fan and you collect all things Lego Star Wars, then, you know, you got a tough choice, I guess. So yeah, very cool. Never too old for Lego. What is up? Good to see you here. Saw your build yesterday, your live stream. I think it was yesterday, or maybe it was Saturday. Now I'm losing track of time. But I know I caught your live stream for a little bit there. What's your favorite set released this month? So this is September. Let's see. I would have to say the Captain Jack Sparrow pirate ship, also known AKA as the Black Pearl. I don't have that set. I would love to have that set. I would love to place that ship next to Barad-dûr just as a collection of probably some of the coolest looking Legos made with black tile ever. So that would be my opinion for the September releases. Close second to that, let's see what else came out this, or what is already out this month that might rival the Black Pearl or the pirate ship. I don't know. I think that would probably be I think that would take it, to be honest. So yeah, if you guys have a different opinion about what's the best set out for September, that's a fun question, Drawfee. Thanks for throwing that out there. The Willy Wonka set looks cool. If you like Willy Wonka, the minifigures look cool. But as far as builds go, I think the pirate ship is the best, and it's already on back order, so you know that set was popular and people are already ready to throw down $380 for that set. So good on them. That's a great set. And you know Lego's not slowing down because the October 1st bring in a whole another onslaught of awesome Lego sets. And now I'm kind of holding off on anything new other than that AT-AT because that will be under the $60 range, barely, and get that set. The other Christmas or holiday related set that might be kind of fun is that big fig build of Santa, the Lego minifig Santa big fig. That looks cool too. Yeah, Alexander's saying the same thing. Large scale Santa Claus and gingerbread AT-AT. Those are great. That would be October 1st. I would say, you know, have your online connection ready at midnight, September 30. Or just before, or 11:59 p.m. What am I saying? 11:59 p.m. September 30. So that October 1st rolls over, you buy that set right away because that's what it seems like people are doing. And Lego's got, you know, their website might crash or whatever. I think also, you know, I'd be interested to see how well that Death Star does on the, you know, day of release because that also comes out October 1st. Never Told for Lego says I ordered the One Piece ship. Fourth party. Oh, that would be, yes, that is a great build. Never Too Old for Lego. When did that come out? Did that come out in August? I want to say I saw that. I'm pretty sure I saw that at the Lego store in August. That might have come out August 1st or the end of July. Yeah, all those ships look great. I have 2 of those. I have the, or in terms of Lego ship builds, I have the Destiny's Bounty from Ninjago, which also Ninjago makes those awesome modular builds. Ninjago City being my favorite Lego set of all time still. And then the Destiny's Bounty ship. They have a new Destiny's Bounty ship that's out. I don't know if it's exactly the same name, but that is another favorite of mine. And then we have one, the Pirates of Barracuda Bay ship. I think it's a re-release, like from the original that was, I think, out in the early 2000s. But they had a Pirates of Barracuda Bay that came out like 2020 or so. And another great build. And now I got the Tri-Wizard here. So yeah, those ships, especially the ones that look like, you know, they're from that actual era or that time period in the past, they just look great. So that One Piece ship looks amazing. The Tri-Wizard, this even looks older. This almost looks like an old sea galley, kind of like a Viking ship or old tall ship, like something that, you know, the early explorers would have sailed on. And then Captain Jack Sparrow's pirate ship looks amazing. I was not collecting Lego at the time for any of the Pirates of the Caribbean or the first wave of Lord of the Rings or the early waves of Star Wars, so missed out on those. So it's kind of, it's really fun as a returning Lego fan in adulthood, collecting with my kids, to now see all these sets come out and collect quite a few of them. If I could only collect one, it would be Ninjago City. But now that there are tons of sets out there, to get a UCS set, a Star Wars UCS set, specifically the Millennium Falcon, would be my next goal. But that, in terms of price, that's right up there. It's very close to the price of the Death Star that's coming out, $850. I even put a poll on our channel and asked if the UCS Death Star was the same price as the current UCS Millennium Falcon, would you buy it? I think the majority of the poll, 40% or so of the poll, said yes, they would buy it. So kind of interesting when you think about in different contexts what that Death Star could be. I don't know. I'm so curious as to how well it'll sell though. Let's see. Drawfee says, I hope I can get the gingerbread AT-AT. That would be exciting. Hey, Glitch Fire. Psh, awesome. Good to see you here. Never Told for Lego says $30 can, for like 1,500 bricks, can't go wrong. Oh, is that what you spent on the set? Never Told for Lego? So that's what you meant by fourth party. Hey, Beastie Boy. Psh, welcome, welcome. Giraffe says, Brick Therapy, one of my favorite Lego YouTube channels. Awesome. Psh, thanks for leaving the likes, guys. Yeah, don't forget to leave a like. If you're new to the channel, you like Lego, let me just put our sig figs out there in front. There's myself, there's my youngest son, Brick Therapy sig figs, and of course the Brick Therapy guy himself, encouraging building with Lego. And what I like now is I'm noticing on our channel, a lot of you are posting mocks, mods, builds that you have done on our community posts. So keep doing that. They look great. And I'm just learning all the features of how to finally like comment and actually respond versus just, you know, do a little like. But so anyway, it's not all intuitive how to respond to all those posts, but now that I can, please keep posting. Love seeing what the Lego community's got, what they're planning. Alexandria says, I heard the Lord of the Rings set for next year is Minas Tirith. I heard the same thing, Alexandria. That would be incredible. They heard my son, Little Brick Therapy, said that if there was a UCS size scale set, or you know, one of these size scale sets to come out, and it's that one, that would be his favorite set of all time, without, you know, sight unseen. So let's see. Drawfee says, I think it'll be very expensive. O&O Bricks says, I bought the Ninjago City when I went to Atlantic Brick Co. Awesome. Psh, my favorite set. I think that's a 2017 set. So very cool. Alexander says, it's a rumor, but I heard it. Alexander, I heard the same rumor, I guess you could say, but from at least 2 different Lego, legit channels or websites that talk about all the new releases. So I'm sure it's been leaked and on purpose, and so I think there's probably a good chance for that for maybe 2026. And then of course, yeah, also heard there's another UCS Star Wars set coming out, the Super Star Destroyer. I think that would be the second version of that one. Oh, it will be mega expensive. Yeah, someone had a fun idea on one of those posts when I heard the rumor, is that they should make it 2 sets, like 2 sections of Minas Tirith, because it'd be a lot taller and more extensive than Barad-dûr. And then that would be 2 releases, and then do a UCS version of Helm's Deep, the Battle of Helm's Deep. So if you've seen any of the Lord of the Rings movies, then that would be like the second movie where they show the Battle for Helm's Deep, the Two Towers movie, which would be very cool. That would probably revive some of the smaller sets as well, the battle packs that you could have gotten back in the 2010s era when those Hobbit movies came out as well. So again, yeah, there's no slowing down Lego. Now that the excitement and all the rumors have been confirmed about the UCS Death Star, I'm sure Lego wants to build up excitement for the next best, largest UCS set or just large scale set to come out. So we will see. The fact that they, revived Lord of the Rings and had these 3 big sets, starting with Rivendell and then Barad-dûr and then the Shire. So why not keep going with that theme? And I think there's a lot of collectors who just like Lord of the Rings and would probably most likely buy that set also. They may not buy other Lego, but they will probably, a lot of people buy that set. Judging from when these 2 sets came out, those were very popular, and if they have a gift with purchase, no doubt they'll sell out. I guess Lego will have to gauge too, like if they can get people to buy a $1,000 Lego set, can they also get a lot of people to spend that same amount of money on the next big set? If it is Minas Tirith, if that's going to be $1,000, or will they push the price range a little bit more and release something for, gosh, over $1,000? That'll be crazy. Okay, so all the bottom panels for the Millennium Falcon are together. I still got to work on that back, but there's the the launch or the jet stream propulsion of the ship, and there is the pilot section, the front mandibles of the ship, the top, and I think I just have one more section here, and that is this Midi scale ship. Of course, you gotta have a play scale size Millennium Falcon, but if you can't spend that right now, the Dark Falcon is the one. Millennium Falcon's still out there for sale. You could get that one. The UCS though, how fun a live stream would that be? I'd have to build that with my son for sure, because that would be like 30, at least 30 live streams of me just building that thing. If it's just me hosting the live stream alone, because I would take the longest time, I'd have lots of conversation about more Lego, especially Lego Star Wars. So that would be so fun to build. But yeah, I would need my son's high speed ability to build Lego on that scale, that's for sure. Whoa. Somebody actually said, was it Drawfee? Drawfee said, I actually like the UCS Death Star, and if I could get only one UCS set, it would be the Death Star. It's just overpriced. Yeah, I know, Drawfee. That is the case, right? Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, it's a nice looking set. But the context of being the Death Star is the problem. I don't know what else you would call it. Maybe like a mega diorama set, because that's really what it is. It just doesn't have the Death Star vibes that, you know, from the old play scale set where you actually had a sphere. So that's the hard part. I don't know. Glitchfire, busy with babysitting. All right, on Glitchfire. He's off. Thanks for being here, Glitchfire. Psh! Leave a like as you guys head in and out. Love to see what you guys are up to. It's my cousin's birthday, says Drawfee. B Bandits is here. Psh! What's up? Might be back in a bit. Awesome. Just finished my stream and I'm tired, so I'm just going to say hi. Thank you, B Bandits. Thank you for wishing us a good stream. Thank you for joining in. Leave a like before you guys sign out so we know that you're here, and it helps with our, of course, our algorithm. So once October 1st rolls around, all eyes for me are on getting that AT-AT gingerbread set from Star Wars. Way more exciting than any of the advent calendars. I was trying to think of the name of that. The advent calendars that come out every year. I think the fun thing with those, or at least used to be, were the unique minifigures you get with those advent calendar sets. The micro builds are so-so. I guess it's a good source too. Those are sets I wouldn't necessarily keep all together. Probably not at all. And just part out and use for mock building or something, including the minifigures. But now that they're like $45, I know they go on sale a little bit on Amazon. You know, they might drop down at the most $10, so like $35. I just don't find those to be worth buying. There was a time when you could get those sets, those advent calendars for a lot cheaper. I remember seeing those at Costco for like $16 or $20. And of course, actually they probably do drop down that low. It's like if you're there at Costco and you notice if the price gets down to under the $30 range or under the $25 range, then I'm sure it's a matter of minutes or less that you have the opportunity to get those. But to me, that'd be a fair price. I'm not going to spend $45 on a advent calendar. Now, these sets, it'd be interesting. Sometimes you see these sets at Costco, and I don't think I've ever seen the Millennium Falcon one. I've seen some of the other ones. If those go on discount, again, there'll be a lot to pay attention to come Black Friday, you know, like in November, basically. What will be out? What will be the discounts for the UCS Millennium Falcon? I've already revealed, or I've already told my strategy, but my hope is the price from that might not change at all. If it does get retired, which I think I've heard is supposed to get retired, it might get discounted just to get rid of all the inventory off of Lego.com. If so, man, I'll have to have some kind of monitor on that to know when the price drops, because I'm sure they'll be bought within seconds. But the strategy for that is to just buy it when there are added benefits like a gift with purchase on Lego.com. Insider points, double insider points, especially because you spend that much money, you're getting probably like a good $50 added bonus of Lego insider points, which can be used later on. And if Rakuten, which usually offers a bigger cashback bonus when you buy around Christmas time. So all those possibilities I'm hoping for come November. Maybe, yeah, I would say November. I don't think it'd be anything different than that. And I know a lot of other sets are up for guessing as to when other sets might be discounted. They always discount certain sets during Black Friday. I think last year, if I remember correctly, it was sets from the Mandalorian series, like the Justifier those sets that I don't know if they were that popular. So Lego put those on sale, and then they found basically the right price range because it went down from $170 to $100, and people were buying up that set. So a lot of things to kind of look out for come November, and that's the hope to get the UCS set then. B Bandit says, okay, I liked, love it, thank you. Clash Kings, where's your dropship for the Kessel Run? The Kessel Run and dropship, do those go together? I'm assuming the dropship is actually that one right there, the red one, the gunship, or maybe the dropship's a different model. So I don't have anything from that series, although that would be one of the diorama sets that you could have gotten without buying the UCS Death Star, because I think a lot of those diorama scenes from the UCS Death Star that's coming out were sets on their own. I know you already mentioned the Emperor's Throne Room and the trash compactor scene and the control room where they fire the mega laser from the Death Star to, you know, basically destroy planets. So there are quite a few different scenes that people already have. I think a couple of you, I think John Powell, who usually comes to our weekday streams, said he has all the diorama scenes that would basically be in the Death Star set. So again, you know, reason to or not to buy the UCS Death Star. All right, there's the top panel, you know, the iconic radar dish that is on the Millennium Falcon, and this is the top panel here for the Millennium Falcon. So where does it clip into? This is, I always get these. Oh, did I forget? I think I forgot to attach. Wow. Well, this will be interesting. Forgot to attach one stud piece that would be what the panel clicks into. How did I do that? I wonder if I can fit it in there without taking a bunch of things out. So let's see. Wow, you get this far and you realize you skipped a step. That's almost inconceivable. So this will be the top panel, and I think it clips into two places. It does. So it goes like right here. Let me see if I can fix something while I'm talking. But then this would be, I think, that would be one last section. I add the top turret gun, and then finish the base plate. Okay, so very close to the finish line here for the Midi's Falcon. So there have been a couple steps I missed, probably because of being distracted, you know, having a good conversation with everybody on the live stream. But in any case, this is a great build. It is a fun build. It's one that is challenging in a good way. Definitely not a difficult build. Oh, good. I can just squeeze this in here without taking apart the whole darn thing. All right. Definitely a challenging build, but oh, phew, that was making me scared. So I had forgotten to put in this clip hook right here, and it goes underneath this whole panel. I thought this whole top section might have to come off, but thank goodness no. Another good reason for the brick separator, you can just wedge the pieces up a little bit and put that missing piece where it belongs. So these sets, these mid-scale or Midi scale size ships are amazing. I love the builds. You'll want to add this to your Star Wars collection. I would say, if anything, just get this one. But if you like the experience of building these, because they are really fun, then I'd say the Acclimator is a good option too, because it's actually a few dollars less than the Falcon one. The Falcon one, don't buy it on Lego.com. Get it on Amazon or Walmart because it's about I think a $20 discount. So there we go. Okay, 95% done here. Looking awesome. And of course, there's this scale size Millennium Falcon. There's the micro build ship of the Millennium Falcon. I have to dig that one out and put that on display. And then if I get the UCS set, I think there's a poly bag version of the Millennium Falcon too. But I think those are all the different scaled sizes of the ship. I think. Clash King says, no, the one that goes in front, it's like the escape pod goes in front. The dropship that goes in front. You mean we've had it on display? We have, unless you're thinking of the, let me move this out of the way. Unless you're thinking of one of these right here. I don't know, because that's all we have had out all the time is the Yoda microfighter or starfighter and the TIE fighter right there. Although we do have an X-Wing model. I don't know why I should put that out here. We have an X-Wing too. So, Sparky Studs, welcome. Alexandria, greeting everybody. Awesome. Brittany's here. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. Welcome back, all you guys. Clash King says, if you look at the set online or something, there's an escape pod that goes on the front. Are you, like for the Millennium Falcon? Or are you talking about for the wife? Yeah, there is a section right here that attaches. You're right. There is a section that attaches here. I'll have to look for that. This been on our other shelf for quite a while, and my two sons have built and rebuilt different modifications. R2-D2's in here. Hopefully Han Solo's in here piloting. There's Han Solo. Oh yeah, Han Solo and Chewie are right there. That's cool. Younger versions of the guys. But yeah, I think that's what you're referring to. So yeah, it would kind of look like this. I think I took it out too because I like the Millennium Falcon with its open mandible. But I think maybe that's what you mean. But this has, I think this just has this, because all that I have left are a couple of, got the top turret gun and that's about it. So yeah, Clash Kings. It's all good. I have one. It's pretty nice. Yes, that's the one. Okay, yeah, so that's the one. Very cool. Yeah, I have to, I'll have to put out on the table here, maybe the next live stream or when I can zero in and find everything, all the Millennium Falcon versions that pretty much say I owe it to our collection. I owe it to the Break Therapy audience to basically get the UCS Millennium Falcon. Not because, we got $850 laying around, but with added incentives like discounts and stacked up insider points, it's a possibility. The other possibility, I guess, is getting it used, which right now would be a decent price. Once that set retires, not so much. So again, something to consider. Oh, I like the click of that. There's the turret gun. And then finally, the rest of the nameplate here, or display plate, or whatever you call it, that tells you the name of the set and that it's an anniversary set. So after this set, what to build next? I had the idea of kind of going between themes, maybe Harry Potter here, or sticking with Star Wars. If I were to put a poll, I'm sure the majority of the votes would say Star Wars. And for Star Wars, I do have the Mandalorian original ship. Gosh, what was it called? Here it is right here. Let me grab it. Can't remember all these names right now. The Razor Crest. This one. This doesn't have the feel of old school Star Wars though. I kind of want to stick with old school Star Wars, so I'll have to think about that. And then, gosh, October 1st, still got about a week and a half left. Then to hopefully show you guys building up the AT-AT, gingerbread AT-AT, which would be fun. Just so cool to have and build up and have on display. And have a gingerbread Darth Vader. Well, this is interesting. So this is the last part of the build. You put a flat plate onto the 25th anniversary Lego tile, and I guess it just stands alone by itself. Maybe you can switch out the two. All right, but there it is. There's the Millennium Falcon, all built up. And there's the plate. Reviewing this set, you have 11 bags. You have, interestingly enough, for I guess sets this size do come with their own brick separator, but that's always an added benefit. These are not all the extra pieces, but you do get a couple little single size stud pieces there. This is mixed in with some of the hair pieces from the minifigures from the castle set, but quite a collection here. So this mid-scale size Falcon is done. Favorite part of the building is bags 1 through 4, because you basically see this section of the ship take place from this point and to the middle of the cross section here, and you really get to each section has, ooh, a panel fell off. Each section has a very fun aspect to the build, because you start to see how it actually comes together. It's not just built like you would. Well, I guess most of you know, if you're building a mock, it's not like built from the ground up, meaning you're not building it one level at a time. It's like sections at a time that connect together to form the ship. So I think it looks great. It's kind of, decent weight too. And, if you had nano figures, I don't know if Star Wars has any nano themed figures. They definitely could meet the same size scale of this ship here. Where have we seen most of the nano figures come with? I think most recently they've been in the Harry Potter micro version of, oh gosh, can't think of it, but any of those micro version builds. I think Harry Potter is the most recent one. The one with their town all together. I can't think of it, so I'm not going to try and guess. All right, so new sets coming out. AT-AT. Now, what to build next? I'll do a live poll right now. Now that I've got the build done, I can't believe this. I actually finished so far ahead of time. Clash King says, I have one of those sets myself. They're pretty cool. The new one has no thing. It got lost in one of the movies, I think. I want the UCS Millennium Falcon so bad. Yes, that is the goal for Brick Therapy 2-3, to also get that set. Again, we'll have to see. An $850 set. If it doesn't get retired, I think the price on that, gosh, it might increase. I don't know. Lego Star Wars is quite a hard theme to gauge as to why the prices are going so hard. Hello, Chris Vick. Welcome. I'm building the Leia helmet right now. Oh, the Bounty Hunter version. Very cool. Don't worry, Chris Vick. Not going to damage anything. That would be counter to the version of Brick Therapy. That would be stress, and there's no good way to put stress and therapy together. I guess de-stress therapy might be the other option. All right, so options also. I built the 3-in-1 version of the castle here. Finished that on a live stream and enjoyed that build quite a lot. And so, oh, awesome, 14 likes. Thanks, everyone. So here's the other set recently finished. I do have the Lion's Castle. There's the 3-in-1 castle there. I do have the Lion's Castle set, so that might be another option of building. I'm not sure. And if you are thinking about collecting Lord of the Rings sets, there behind the Star Destroyer is the Smeagol and Deagle gift will purchase, and that is available again. So if you buy the Shire Lego set, if you notice, you go on lego.com, that is a gift will purchase being offered right now. If you buy the Shire exclusively, I don't think it comes, or you can't get that with any other type of purchase. So that's kind of fun. There are some other gift purchases, but they're not that interesting. One's Animal Crossing, and I think another one has to do with, I don't even know what that is. The Lush Cave Fight. So, or that might be, maybe that's a Minecraft. I gotta look. Let me look. But I think for October, I'm gonna be conservative on that one. Just get the AT-AT, and then we'll see what happens after that. Because I really want to have those points available and ready to get the UCS Star Wars UCS Falcon. Lego Liam, Star Wars fan, hello, happy birthday. Psh, there's always a birthday coming up on this channel. There's always someone with a birthday. Hopefully, Liam, Star Wars fan, you're getting something related to Star Wars as well. So, live poll. This would definitely take me to October, I believe, if I built the Razor Crest or the Tri-Wizard set. So comparatively speaking, the Tri-Wizard set, 76440, 1,229 pieces. That's crazy. So this is only, gosh, what, 100 more pieces? No. A little bit more than that. 800, about 800 more pieces than the Midi Falcon here, but a lot bigger box. 1,221 pieces versus 921. So, and then, or the Razor Crest set 75292. This is a retired set from a few years ago. 1,023 pieces. This definitely has some interesting figs. Of course, you've got Grogu, the Mandalorian. You've got Grief, how do you say? Grief Karga, you know, the guy from Rocky, if you're an old school movie fan. And then a Scout Trooper and one of the coolest droids from the Star Wars universe, the Nanny droid, or IG-11, if I'm reading that right. Can barely see the numbers on there. So those are my two choices. Let's just look at the minifigures that come with the Tri-Wizard. Here's an easier angle. So if you're a minifigure fan, or you just, you know, obviously a Lego fan, these are really cool minifigures, especially gosh, Madame Maxime. She has tall Lego, she's got tall Lego legs, or whatever you're gonna call it. She's a taller Lego minifig than the rest. And then you've got Fleur Delacour. I don't know any of the characters from Harry Potter, except obviously Harry Potter. And you've got Victor, you've got Igor, Madame Maxime, Fleur, and Barty Crouch Sr. A very British sounding, old school England, last century looking build. But then of course the carriage and the ship, a lot older than that. So two cool builds if you're a Lego fan. If I stick with Star Wars, I could do this or maybe surprise you guys. But in terms of general themes, what do you think would be a good theme next? We'll see. Bunny Bomb Studios, welcome. Psh. All right, so we've got the Midi Falcon all done. And so I think I'll have to plan out another live stream series for tomorrow. And if you guys want to let me know, either in a comment after the live stream or in the chat, or I'll put up a poll. Is it Harry Potter or Star Wars, or maybe surprise me? If you guys are Lego fans, of course, it won't matter what I build. I would say what would be fun is to continue the castle theme and do the Lion Knights castle next. However, that is a huge set. That's what, almost 4,000 pieces. That would take me, it would be fun to do, but I want to save the next big set to be something from, gosh, something from Star Wars. So we'll see. But thanks everyone for joining me on the live stream. Good to see all you guys. Thanks for, oh wow, 19 likes. Love it. Almost to 20 likes. And I will live stream tomorrow and talk to you guys soon. Let's see, just want to make sure I recognize everyone. Thank you, Bunny Bomb Studios, Alexandria, Liam, Star Wars fan, Chris Vick, Clash Kings for joining the live stream. Thank you too. Whoops, let me keep scrolling to make sure I get, give a shout out to everyone. Brittany, welcome back. Sparky Studs. Glitchfire was here for a little bit. Giraffe. And all the way, Never Too Old for Lego was here for a little bit. Very cool. And then Lacey, thank you for joining the live stream. Owen, the Lego Master, O&O Studios. Thanks you guys for joining the live stream. All right, have a good one, everyone. Talk to you soon.